Our legislative branch, which we call Congress, will be creating and voting on the laws of our land. It is critically important that we make sure this Congress is structured in a way that our nation will prosper as our good God intended.
I have a plan. I propose that our legislative branch has two houses, a lower house and an upper house. Each representation in these houses depends entirely on its population. The greater population, the greater number of representatives.
Wait a minute, that doesn't sound like such a great plan to me. Virginia is much larger than New Jersey. If we go with your plan, Virginia would have much greater power than New Jersey or any other small state. That wouldn't be fair or right at all.
Sure, it would be fair. Virginia should have greater power. It has far more people than New Jersey has. Shouldn't each of the great people of Virginia have a voice?
Of course they should have a voice, but the people of New Jersey should have a voice too.
There's no question that everyone should have a voice. Madison, explain to us why you feel representation should be based on population.
Let's say there are 10 people in Group A and 2 people in Group B. Everyone in Group A wants to plant maple trees in the park. Everyone in Group B wants to plant pine trees in the park. Shouldn't Group A have more to say since there are more people?
That makes sense. Patterson?
That makes sense, but it means that Group B will never have any voice or representation at all because it is the smaller group. I propose that we have an unicameral Congress, meaning it should only have one house and each state should be represented equally. I call for 2 representatives per state, regardless of population, so that each state has the same amount of voting power as any other.
What do you say to that, Madison?
I still think that Congress should be bicameral, meaning it should have 2 houses. It still holds that in order for each state to be represented fairly, representation needs to be based on the population.
Your plan well represents the people, dear fellow, but who will represent the interests of the state? All the power and government funding would go to the large states like yours because you have a far greater voice. The less populated states like mine would be at your mercy, and with very little voice of our own. I fear we would suffer terribly.
And I feared of the voice of few over the voice of many if we go to Patterson's New Jersey plan.
We are called the United States for a reason. We should be joined together and sharing power equally among the states. The Virginia plan calls for a great equality and disunion.
Men, you both have convincing arguments. We are in a sticky spot and must find a compromise. It has been suggested that we form a grand committee to work on a solution. The committee will include 1 delegate from each state and will be headed up by Benjamin Franklin.
2 weeks later.
Gentlemen, the committee has proposed a great compromise, one which should please both the smaller states and the larger states. Our legislative branch will be composed of 2 houses, a bicameral Congress. The lower house will be called the House of Representatives. As the name implies, the House of Representatives will represent the people. Therefore, representation will be according to population.
I like it.
That's great to hear. There's more, so keep listening. The upper house will be called the Senate. The Senate should have an equal number of representatives, 2 senators per state regardless of population.
This plan pleases me too.
With this bicameral Congress, both the large and small states will be represented fairly and everyone shall have a voice. Thanks be to our diligent committee, to Madison and Patterson, and always our greatest thanks to God, our guide and our master.